So, the second week of this anime winter season has passed, and new mushrooms have grown in the fungus of the anime field. Some of them can give you quite a trip, and some of them can be plain poisonous. So, if you don't have the time to try mushrooms, I hope that this video helps you decide on what to pick, since we all know that the tag system for anime is not as rich as other genres, so it's quite easy to get lost. So, let us begin. So, cute animation. You know you'll get pretty good animation with them. In this one, the character designs are, well, cute animation. We have Loli Shitanda, Akai Ritsu, with the lovely fusion between Sento and Nibutani. Let's call her Nibenta. And as our main character, we have the new reincarnation of the generic Kyoani Tooth, which has the ability to seal phantoms by drawing them. Now, these phantoms are here thanks to the human brain going through some changes that led the boundary between reality and fiction being blurred. Okay, I'll eat it, but still I wonder, how did he discover his ability? I mean, did a monster attack him and he was like, hey, that's pretty good, I shall draw you. I know that they might explain it later, but to be honest, I pretty much doubt it. And that is not enough. In the second chapter, we are shown that he can also summon phantoms by drawing them. Well, I know how we will make use of that, Squire. On the other side, Nibenta has the ability of groping herself and delivering fan service. And that is just great. While Loli Shitanda has the ability to become a Charlie Brown character that eats phantoms. Isn't she the cutest thing? We also have our little fairy which introduces herself in the second chapter as Rurarara. That's cute. The first chapter made the internet lost all over Nibenta. I mean, just look at this. I am surprised how fast they are to make things like this. So, if I keep this one, it will be for the cheap Kyoani fan service that stays in the soft, edgy territory, with Kyoani's dumb but visually attractive sequences. I gotta say, I did not expect much from this one. The animation is not that great, the art is quite simple. Hey, are you okay there, buddy? But I did enjoy it. So, we start with our taco hero basically dying. After that, he meets with the goddess Aqua, and whoa. Hey, you are not wearing panties, are you? So, after being completely distracted by the fact that she seems not to wear panties under that ultra mini skirt, she explains that in a different universe/dimension that works pretty much like a classic RPG, people don't want to reincarnate due to some demon lord making everybody's life a pigsty. And as we all know, reincarnation is a choice. Hey, you're still not wearing panties, right? So, our protagonist is given the choice to reincarnate in that new world, with the chance of taking one perk to help him in this new life. But since Aqua has been teasing him, if you know what I mean, he decides to get back at her by taking her with him, and so begins the adventures of Ass. So yeah, it's silly and pervy, and it knows it, but I'm keeping this one. Did I mention RPG World? Well, this is our mandatory RPG anime this season. I really was looking forward to this one since they released the PB. I mean, it looks gorgeous, it's stylish. But the first chapter was really boring. We basically had this group of people who were dragged into this RPG world, and none of them remembered their prominence. Later, they hint something about this world being like a game, and everybody's reaction is like, what is a game? So, cliché much? They all have amnesia. The characters have nothing to write home about, so not much to say about it. Also, some fan service here and there. So, if it is for you, go ahead. I'll keep away from this one. This one looks good. The characters have this classic sense to them. The art is really attractive. The color palette is on point. It feels clean. And the animation is pretty good. Let's see what's the plot about. Whoa! At the beginning I thought she wasn't wearing panties, but she does actually. I mean, she's a robot, not a goddess. Duh. Hashtag no pan season. The first chapter was pretty good. It had a couple of well-animated fight scenes. They even put Jotaro in it. I'm only worried that since it's a manga adaptation, it'll end up inconclusive or being rushed. I won't try to explain the plot, so if anybody is interested, can fully get the experience. Another foot anime with some interesting character design, but you have some competition there, buddy. So, our protagonist is the son of a candy shop owner that wants to be a mangaka. His life gets interrupted by this girl that wants to take his dad to help her to drive her candy empire, because our protagonist's father has some mysterious secret past. So, the condition for the father to work for her is that she has to convince his son to give up his mangaka dream and take over the candy shop. What an ass, Dad. There are some hints of naturality in the show. Too many for my poor little concrete heart. You are going to regret this. So yes, it's a dark anime of losing the girls near you, where both female characters presented in the first chapter seems to be crazy. Well, not really, that description doesn't apply. Also, it has a mite of fan service and references of some classics, so that's the kind of humor it will handle. So, if it rocks your boat... Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat, I don't tip the boat over. Rock the boat, I don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. I think I'll pass on this one. Our protagonist seems to be a hard-working guy that wrote the script for a play in his school. And, well, he's a pretty average guy that gets compliments for everything he says. Now I feel special. So, he is approached by Kuroda-san. I feel like I've seen you somewhere before. I might be wrong. Well, she asked him out on a date to test him. So, after receiving compliments for basically everything, she gives him a speech of why she wants to make a visual novel and wants him to do the script. Now, the final speech in that chapter actually applies to everything. So, why visual novels, Kuroda-san? Anyway, I'm worried that everything in this anime points it to be a harem. Nobody says it out loud. And knowing that it's from a visual novel, it can take the multiple routes in the season, or select the best girl route approach, or do the common thing and leave it with everybody loves him but nobody gets him, everybody's friendly but nobody's friend. Our characters are be shonen generic friend. His motivation for joining the club in the second chapter was quite funny. I like Yuka, but that's not saying much. I mean, it's not like she's an original character. And then I realized she is voiced by Kana. And so how the monster of the industry of anime knows me more than I thought. And I was frightened. So, what about you? Are you biting somebody to heal them? Huh? Yuki is the cutest thing. She is locked and she wants to make an eroge. How cute is that? I'm still dropping this one though. I'll keep with Saikano. Even they know it. This one is good so far. Some cliches here and there. But It's pretty entertaining, and that's the point, to enjoy it, right? And it has this tragic sense to it from the beginning. Even when it's preparing you to be sad, you still giggle in a couple of jokes they throw in. And with only 2 chapters, it has shown some sweet moments as well. I love details like how Satoru looked like his mother when he was a child, and they put some interesting cuts as transition between 2 events. I hope they keep doing that. Anyway, I'm keeping this one. I recommend it. I really don't want to spoil anything, so if you can, you should watch it.
寄せなんてな、そういうとこだべ。
This one is about an ex-prisoner that wants to become a Rakugo storyteller, since he fell in yaoi love with an actor after seeing one of his performances. Actually, the way he admires him at the beginning, it's very relatable. It has enjoyable characters. When you present a character with a description like, she's a tomboy, you just got me there. The setting is realistic, and for being an episode twice as long, it sure went fast, and it left me intrigued. Also, the ending song is great, and the singer is Ray from Evangelion. How about that? The concept of humans that cannot die sounds very interesting as a premise, but the moment I saw that CGI PS3 Naruto look-alike quality, it was a no, fuck this, I'm out. Now, I know the story is the primordial aspect for some of you, and I agree with that. This is an anime, and I love the traditional 2D animation. Yes, you can use composition software to make it easier to animate, but CGI is just a wasteland on the other side of the border. There are studios like Tinkerbell that make some pretty cool hybrid animations, but at least for now, full 3D trying to imitate 2D just isn't there for me. To be honest, I couldn't finish the first chapter. The main character was just too annoying for me. I know she might seem cute for some, and even if she is, not enough to make me watch this. The setting didn't sound that interesting from the beginning, but I naively said, let's give it a chance. So, I'm leaving this one behind. From the get-go, we have our protagonist that is too cool and has a scar, cause boy, he is cool. And the setting is this mecha police world. Mecha police world? Mecha police world? Let's not. I didn't even want to try this one, but it was listed as a parody and comedy, so I said, why not? And it received me with arms wide open. Too bad the hands were holding CGI knives ready to stab me the moment I approached it. Now we have Mecha Knights. Mecha Knights. Mecha Knights. This show starts with exposition, then foggy fan service with cliché. This could be that show of the season that doesn't show nipples in the broadcast, but they add them later to sell the DVDs. The first episode was almost as ridiculous as the Asterisk War. This one is just bad. Other than that, we have a couple of sequels, so if you enjoyed their prequels, go ahead and knock yourself out. So that's pretty much it for this winter. It seems that we won't have our slice of that pie cake this season, but at least we have enough bottoms to keep us warm, maybe even more than I can handle.